Starting with the warm-up, fellas, it does not have to be complicated here. It's a little sped up, but you see how I start. I usually start with my compound lift of the day, empty bar, get a few reps in, start with the 45s, and then just load up. Now, depending on, how much testosterone is flowing, I may go a little above, a little close to, quote unquote, close to my max. For a time, I was doing about 90%, but that was stupid and causing too much fatigue. So I might go a little like 365, do one higher rep. I always feel like going higher, going heavier, and then going back down for my working sets still makes it easy. So we got that out the way. We loaded it up. This is my first working set of 350 times 5. This is my top set of the day. They felt pretty good. Honestly, if you ask me, I feel like I have more in the tank. I feel like I could have at least done 365 for 5. So I think this is looking good for my max. Supposedly my max is somewhere around 420. That 425 pounds was the highest squat I got earlier this year. But I'm looking at these squats, I'm feeling the weights when it's going on, and I really think that we can beat that easily. So we got our main lift of the day. Moving on, we're going to go to some hamstring curls. So we'll keep it brief here. I just like to start heavy with both legs, and then I will isolate legs and burn out. Or maybe I'll burn out with single legs first and then go to both legs for a heavier set. I just feel like it's a nice change up for the stimulus. Been doing straight sets on the machine for years.
Surprised that moved like that. I wish I had a little more core stability, but it is what it is. That was my top set. I'm gonna drop down to 325, get some reps, 4 sets here. Depending on how it feels, I'll probably end up going up. But let's get it.
Moving on to my second accessory of the day, I said I wanted core stability, so I'm practicing some hanging knee raises, some straight leg raises with a 30-pound dumbbell. I really feel like the weight just adds another level of difficulty. Again, the core is just like any other muscle. You wouldn't try to build your biceps with no weight and bodyweight exercises. So why would you want to build your core with no weights? And then I really feel like the best way to grow my core is to just do a ton of reps and to pump a lot of blood into the muscle. So I will burn out with the weight, and then I'll go to body weight. After doing 30 pounds, your body feels much lighter. It's I suggest you try it. There's nothing like a core pump when you're trying to breathe. These are my back off sets. This is about my 4th set. I started at 325, went up to 330, felt good, 335 felt good, so I came back to 340. Now, I did want to be a little mindful of getting too close to my top set, even though I felt like I could have did it again. But we're only in week 2, so let's play it smart, right? Let's follow the program as close as possible. There will be a time for more fatigue, closer to deloads, closer to the end of this mesocycle. So let's just wait, play smart, and if you feel good, then work on that, practice your form, and just let's lock in the basics. You're going to see me doing some curls, unconventional, but try it. Try adding just 1 or 2 arm exercises on your leg day. Besides breaking up the monotony of 5 squats and the horror of 5 sets, you get a nice pump. Your legs get to recover, so you get to go back to your leg exercises feeling strong. And it's not a lot of stimulus, right? I want bigger biceps, and yes, I can do more sets. I can do more sets across the week, and that's what I'm doing here. But even 1 to 2 sets, we're just trying to spark muscle growth in that muscle. And 1 or 2 sets to failure will do that. And if you do that over the course of 1, 2, 3 workouts across the span of a couple weeks, that's a little bit of an extra bicep day, a little bit of an extra growth, right? You don't always have to go all out, but you do have to find something sustainable, and you do have to find what works for you. And I've been trying this for a while. I get a nice bicep pump. You see the peak right there, boys. And we're going to keep rolling with it. I don't have a whole bicep day. On my other leg day, with the deadlift and the barbell rows and the pulling, I get a little bicep work secondary. But I don't really have any main focus for my biceps. And while they are nice, it's not important enough to have a whole day. So just throw them in on another day when they fit well. Hopefully that works for you, and you can kind of figure out on your own day. Maybe throw some triceps in on your leg day. One more note about the biceps, because I love my biceps. Switch up your grip. Pronated palms down, supinated palms up, neutral palms to your waist. Switch up your grip, work the biceps from different angles. But go back to those hamstring curls. Bear with me. Don't underestimate the work of unilateral work, one-legged work, as opposed to doing two-legged, whatever, both legs. when you do unilateral work, in my opinion, it makes it easier not only to see which leg is the weak point, but if there are other muscles, for example, your adductors are weak, that you're going to feel that it's going to be exposed in some kind of unilateral work. You're going to see me doing some Bulgarian split squats. Unilateral work has its purpose and can be very important for helping you round out weaknesses, not just in the target muscle, but others. So you see me doing these split squats, right? If you notice on one leg or both legs that your knee is trending outwards, that means you probably need some adductor work, and that's going to help your squat, right? So just look for these little cues and all these exercises you're doing, and you can fix these weak points, and that's going to help you get stronger. I really like these Bulgarian split squats. I really like loading them up. I feel good that the weight is half of my squat max. It feels like that's good because I'm doing it for reps. The only issue, like I've said before, is stability. You can hold the rack. I'm almost getting to that point where I want to hold the rack because, as you can see, I'm getting a little high in the reps, 9, 10, whatever. And so I can push the weight. I can probably push the weight higher, try to get 6 sets, just do a whole bunch of sets with 6 back to back, maybe an EMOM. But I want to push the weight a little higher on these. I feel like I was cutting myself short, and you never want to do that, right? You always want to push. The harder you push, hard work is seldom wasted. And so if you're going to be in the gym, make it worth it. Another note about these split squats, don't underestimate the barbell. The barbell allows you to load up heavier weight, which is more stimulus, and you're not relying on your hands. You're not relying on your grip. Yes, it's a little different, but there are benefits. You see me doing my second core exercise. I switched out, man, those pull-off presses where you just have a band or a cable and it's about level with your waist and you twist. I wanted to kind of work on my core a little more, so I went from an angle. I'm doing wood choppers from the bottom, twisting up. I'm just practicing these motions, right? The more you practice different positions with weight, the more you can build your body's resilience to them. It stands to reason the less likely you are to get injured. And so I practice anti-extension, I practice anti-rotation, I'm turning my core, I'm working my core, I'm bracing my core. I'm doing all these things because, as you know, a good core is the foundation of all good lifts, right? If you don't have a good core, you are going to collapse under a heavy bar. And so I don't sleep on my core work. I try to make it heavy. These are weighted as well. And just weighted reps, weighted reps, weighted reps. That is really what I'm just trying to get after with this core, just slamming it home. All right, fellas, we are getting to the end of this, so bear with me. We're doing some RDLs on the Smith machine. It lets me set the rack height. I can go nice and heavy, stay on path, load up the hamstrings, keep my core braced, and get a little back and forearm work. You know, I got the Versa grips helping me, so I take my grip out of the occasion, but I can still push. These are a great way to hit those hamstrings. Heavyweight. I'm standing on 2 plates just to get a bit of a bigger stretch. I'm a little flexible, and so I like the plates. They let me get a little lower, as you can see. And yeah, these are good. I'm near the end of the workout, so I'm pushing reps. Getting a little body English in there just because we're trying to move the weight, but time and place. This is my burnout set. These are just some Smith machine sissy squats. I said I've done these before. Since we're at the beginning of the workout, pyramid, whatever the weeks, we're just doing 1 set. 1 set to failure, really just pushing 1 set. And I switched to doing that because you can push 1 set really far, especially at the end of your workout, harder than you think, pump blood in the muscle. But another reason is it gives me the opportunity as the weeks go on, just add another set, right? That'll be how I increase that stimulus. I don't always have to increase the weight. Just push 1 set to failure. And in a couple weeks, push 2 sets to failure. And in a couple weeks, 3. And again, more stimulus as long as you're recovering, more growth. Just push these reps, fellas, and you're going to get there, right? Bigger muscles can produce more force. Last exercise of the day are some leg extensions to failure. Same logic on the sissy squats, right? You don't need a ton of sets in the beginning of the workout. Just push 1 set to failure, 2 sets to failure. Add more as you get on in the weeks, especially with something as simple as the leg extension. There's several ways you can do it. You can kind of keep that closed hip angle, have your back up further. I feel like that is a little harder, but it gets a better stretch. But at the same time, you can lean back, and that'll let you get that wider hip angle, use a little bit more muscles. I feel like your hip flexors aid in that, and you can get more reps. So push these leg extensions. I'm going to load up, do as many reps as I can here, 70 pounds, and then I'm going to unplug it, drop a weight, and do a drop set, right? We're pushing. I feel like some of the best progress I've made on my legs these past couple months has been that period when, even if it didn't make optimal sense, I was pushing a ton of reps at the end of the workout. So those workouts where I tried to do 100 hamstring curls and 100 leg extensions at the end of the day. Because, optimal or not, your muscles, they don't respect science. Like, they just respect physiology and what you're putting them through. And if you are putting them through a amount of stress that they're, look at that, an animal. If you are putting them through an amount of stress that they are not used to, that is going to cause some adaptation. And so that's what I'm trying to do with these sets to failure, really pushing, right? When the reps start to get hard, that's when the stimulus starts to get effective. It's not when it's easy. So do whatever you can, right? You see me leaning back, I might take a little bit longer in between reps. I'll start using my hands. I'm not using my hands to take off all the weight, but I'm using my hands to get most of that eccentric motion, and I'm riding that concentric. I'm riding that stretch back out. So if you guys like this video, if you found the commentary useful, it's different, like, subscribe, send to a friend, right? The more people we can get on board, maybe we can get something going on. We start training together. We start getting massive. We start a club. We can be the new Diamond Gym. So thank you guys.
Damn, I got 2%. So let's see how fast we can make this, boys. For like a post-workout synopsis, what went well? I pushed myself. I got back in there. Man, like, the inconsistency, like, in this period of my life has been killing me. And it's all my fault, but life, chores, keep getting injured, pulling fucking muscles. But I still got in there, got after the weight. I pushed that top set of my Bulgarian split squats, and it's making me come to realize I think I'm kind of capping out where I am now. I actually need to try harder to press the weight higher. I need to hit like 230, 240. RDLs seemingly are going well. If they just keep trending upwards, I have no complaints. I just want a cleaner, multiple reps at 315. We got up to 265, 270 on the Smith machine, so, subtract 20. But that was good, and even that final set, when I locked in, I felt like it went faster than the other ones. Damn, let's see how far we got, right? Yeah, the RDLs went good. The way that last set moved, that set moved fast. I should have pushed harder in the first ones. I'm really trying to get down and limit myself to 3 or 4. Sometimes I get distracted and I'll be adding a whole bunch of unnecessary volume. No, just go heavier and do them better. But yeah, the last set went good. Those leg extensions, they felt like hell. Leg extensions, sissy squats. I realized they're like a superpower to push, right? But that, dumb me with the volume. But that doesn't mean that you always want to push them with the super high, right? Like, if it's something to push, then that pump ring got me so stupefied. But the leg extensions, and the sissy squats. If you can get a good set to failure, especially with those final couple exercises, 1 to 2 sets of failure, then lock in on those. And as you improve upon the weeks, I feel like that gives you some easy volume to add, right? Just add another set to failure, another set to failure, and just make sure you keep an eye on that weight so it's trending upwards, or at least staying the same. And with your reps trending upwards, something has to be going up to drive improvement. You got to push somewhere. But no, it was good, man. I feel like I wanted to do another bicep exercise. It's really easy to do some bicep stimulus right after that first portion of the workout. I would say right around the mid of the heavy squat main work. It gives me a nice reprieve for my legs, especially because I have 5 sets, but I'm not going to do 5 sets of the accessories. So those other 2, yeah, whatever. I might bundle it up with the curls, but I'm so stupefied. I had a supinated grip. And I did some like pronated reverse grip dumbbell curls, but I want more. But other than that, I think it went good. Got a good leg pump. I'm at Popeyes now for my post-workout meal. You guys want to hack? Just look at this, the back of the receipt code, bro. Just fill this out. Sorry, and you can get free food. You get like you buy a large drink and you get like a biscuit and 2 breasts for like $3.99. It's like $4 for like 800 calories, at least 50 grams of protein. And I'm not gonna lie, I be writing random codes on here, so like, don't go snitching and messing this up for me. But this is a sacred meal. Empty carbs, hella protein, a little bit of fat. This is the way, boys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I don't know. if you like this, like the video. I'm so stupefied right now. I need another nap. The nap got me good, and I had a little bit of aminos. I didn't even go that hard in the caffeine, but yeah. Felt like trash after that second set of squats. So I did 350 for my top set. Then I backed off to 325, and then that felt good. So I went up to 330, and then I kind of regretted it after that. I'm like, yo, I still have 3 more sets, but we got through it, and this is what makes you better. Like pushing when it absolutely, positively friggin' sucks. But thanks for watching, guys.